Hello and welcome to another edition of the Second Supper podcast. Welcome back to the dinner table. This week's topic is police reform / stolen valor because we always squirrel off into shit. So we're just going to kind of combine the two. I probably won't be as talkative as I usually am. I'm on a new anxiety medicine. It's kicking my ass. By the way, this is the second iteration of this intro because Uncle Fat Jesus said a no-no and we had to start over. So score one for me today. Fuck.
We had to go squirrel hunting.
Yeah, basically. As we usually do, we're going to go around and do our little intros. We do have a guest today. His name is Dagger3232 on TikTok. We're going to let him tell you all about him and how you can get in touch with him and all that good stuff. Go ahead, bud.
I'm Dagger3232, former Marine, current correctional officer. You can get a hold of me through TikTok, Dagger3232, Instagram, same name, I think, or I can't remember. But, you know, those two is my go-to to get a hold of me.
Word. Cadavs.
What's up, y'all? Cadaz on all socials except for Instagram is Cadaz_. I'm a streamer on Twitter. Sorry, streamer on Twitch, and an artist, graphic artist for a lot of people in the community.
Yes, most of us. Reap, fuck, I forgot your name for a second.
Reaper Beater on TikTok, and on my TikTok I have my beacons.page/Reaper Beater. You've got my TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and the rest of it's just this. But if you're hearing me now, you have this, so that's all you need.
And his OnlyFans is only $3.99, so go check it out.
The best feet pic you can get.
Shit, feet pics. You ought to see his butthole pics.
You ought to see what this man can do with a butthole and a foot.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have people going to OnlyFans looking up Reaper Beater and being sadly disappointed or impressed either way.
All right, Kratos.
My name's Kratos. I like long walks on the beach, sipping martinis out of dirty glasses. No, you can find my socials at beacons.page/the_Kratos with 2 E's. Everything you need is there. Merch, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. It's all there.
Timmy.
The real _ Tim Shady on TikTok. I've got my beacons in there as well. I'm not going to read it to you all, on the fucking podcast. You don't need to hear me do all that. I do not like long walks on the beach. That's where the people are.
Fuck, I feel that in my soul. I am Official Fat Jesus, the unfortunate de facto leader of this group of misfits. If you want to get in touch with me, all of my shit is on my website, officialfatjesus.com. You can get my merch, officialfatjesus.com/merch. You can listen to this podcast at officialfatjesus.com/podcast. That's it. I do have an OnlyFans, and you're welcome to go look at it. It's archived because I haven't posted in like half a year, something like that, but it's only $9.99.
You need to get on there.
Yeah, I really do. It's just hard to feel sexy when you're fat.
The dad bods is thing going on now, so what the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Dad bods.
When these broads are talking about dad bods, they mean, guys with big arms and just a slight pudgy belly.
Yeah. They're not talking about
no real love handles.
Yeah, they're not talking
about
They're not talking about granddad bods, which is what I have.
Yeah. I'm right there with you guys.
Gotcha. All right,
I was just excited when the last Avengers movie came out because they made Thor fat, and I was like, I have a chance.
No, he's still good looking, Reap.
You finally had the body of a god. You finally had the body of a god.
Yes.
Yeah, Buddha.
Oh, damn.
You want to rub my belly?
Oh, if Jay's spicy tonight, shit.
Get in your belly.
Yeah. As far as the podcast goes, what you're listening to right now, we're also recording video for Patreon. It'll go on YouTube, but you can see it on Patreon. Everybody wave hi to Patreon and YouTube, all that good stuff. You can check that out at patreon.com/secondsupperpod. Yeah, tier 1 subscribers get to listen to the podcast 2 days early before it hits Spotify, Apple, Google, any of that. Tier 3 subscribers get this video right here. It's $5 for tier 1, $10 for tier 2, and $35 for tier 3, I think. Something like that. Anyway, now that we've paid all the bills, let's go ahead and get into it. Prison reform. A polarizing subject, to say the least. I would venture a guess and say that at least half of the people on here right now have a concrete set opinion. Very simple, just like, don't do bad shit and you won't fucking make police mad. But for me, and maybe one other, who knows? I don't know if anybody agrees with me today. It's a little more complicated than that. My take on it is, if we live in a world where it's just like, do what the police say and then you won't be harmed, then I mean that's bootlicking to me. It's just basically police are fucking allowed to do whatever the hell they want to, and we can't say shit about it. When atrocities happen, like, I hate to bring it up. Well, I don't hate to bring it up. I hate that it pisses some people off, but the shit that happened with George Floyd, Philando Castile, that sort of thing, that could have been avoided with better police training. Me, I'm not the type of guy that goes, abolish all police. We don't need police, that kind of thing, because that's fucking stupid. Who are you going to call when somebody breaks into your house or something like that?
Crackheads.
Ghostbusters, yeah. Crackheads too, fuck, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
call your local crackhead.
No, but it's stupid to think that we don't need police. We absolutely do. But police should be better trained. They should have stronger stipulations for holding that sort of office. Like, if you've got fucking drug problems, if you've got a history of mental illness, if you've got a history of fucking uncontrollable anger, you should not be a police officer. So, I don't know. That's, in a nutshell, my opinion. We'll go round table and get everybody else's. Don't everybody speak at once.
Well, I
Oh,
was
you
gonna.
said round table. I thought you were going to start pointing people out. No, I've said it before on this podcast, and I'll say it again. I would rather go back to fucking Iraq 1,000 times than ever be a cop in this country.
Yeah.
And I mean ever. The reason being, I don't know if Dagger ever made it over to Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever, but you're trained. You're trained to expect that at any moment you're gonna get blown the fuck up or shot at or whatever. There are guns pointed at you wherever the fuck you go. You're trained that way. In the U.S., you don't expect it, but you know what? It fucking happens. These guys pull somebody over for a simple fucking traffic stop, and because little fucking Jim Bob doesn't want to go back to fucking county pen or whatever for the half ounce he's got hidden in his glove compartment, blows the fucking cop away. No, get fucked. We don't need police reform. We need fucking criminal reform. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking say it.
For weed?
You cannot fucking tell me that shit has not happened. Some dude does not want to go back to prison for some minor shit, and he just fucking blasts the guy.
I mean, I'm sure it has happened. I just don't think it's happened over weed.
It was an example.
It's happened over less than that, man.
It's happened. It's happened over a broken taillight.
Oh yeah. Well,
but that's what I'm saying. You don't expect that kind of hazard in your own fucking country. You don't.
Right.
But you know what? It's fucking there. It's there. And it has nothing to do with, the laws being too strict or, victimless crimes or any of this bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. You just want to be able to fucking run rampant, do whatever the fuck you want. It has nothing to do with victimless this, victimless that. Fuck off.
I think we
obey the fucking law or pay the goddamn consequences. Because I'm sick of fucking hearing it, man. I really am. I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit. People want to fucking simp over these fucking crackheads that end up getting fucking killed. Sorry, it was a bad dude. Granted, the circumstances may not have been the best, but it was bound to happen either way.
And this is why I like this podcast. Me and Tim fundamentally fucking disagree on those particular points, but we're still best buds.
I'm kind of in the middle on it. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You were gonna say
No,
something.
like you're. I'm assuming that me and you're on the same page. I'm kind of like stuck in between Tim and OFJ because on one side I agree with Tim where if you break the law you pay the price. Simple as that. But on the other side, we do have some laws that are over enforced or the consequences are too strict.
Draconian is the word I believe you're looking for.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with that. There are some laws that, are in fact too strict. Fight that shit in court. Don't blow somebody the fuck away because you don't want to do, you don't want to wait until a goddamn trial.
Fight it in court?
Yeah.
Thing is most people when they get to that point where they're sitting there freaking out, adrenaline's going and shit like that, and they just freak out. It's a fight or flight kind of situation, and they just freak out and they just think, oh, if I just blast him away, I can get away with it. No, because guess what? We're gonna hunt you down. I mean, I'm not a law enforcement officer. Like I said, I'm a correctional officer. I just hold the people in. I'm pretty much like the stepdaddy of law enforcement. The police create the problem.
What are you doing, step cop?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
See, like something you said, OJ, about the police need better training. The biggest thing that a lot of people forget are cops are human. Y'all want them to be perfect all the time. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't train adrenaline out of somebody.
You can't.
No.
You can't train them to not know that somebody doesn't have a fucking firearm on them. Especially if, they've had one pulled on them before.
And then on top of that, I don't know who said it. I think this was something else you said, OJ, but they need to have a background check, which they do that.
Oh, yes, they do.
Okay.
Even in corrections.
Yes, and it's really in-depth background check.
Yeah, I
Like
get that.
they do it. All right. So you're saying if anybody's got anger issues and stuff like, well, when you're doing the interview and the background check, you don't really see somebody who has anger issues actually have anger issues unless it's documented previously because of domestic dispute or a fight, altercation, whatever. You know what I mean? But what about the people that do the job and have been doing it for years and have seen so much fucked up shit that it fucks their head up and they turn into one of those bad apples because of it? How do you in turn, how do you know if someone's ever going to do that?
I mean, I understand that point. But going back to what you said about background checks, or I said it, but you rebutted it. Whatever. Anyway, what I meant was not like, okay, I'm having a hard time putting into words. This fucking anxiety is fucking my head up. Basically, what I mean is like when some cops have, like documented times where they have abused their power, like police brutality sort of thing. If they have a history of that, even fucking one, they shouldn't be able to go right down the street and apply to that police force in that precinct or whatever.
They've
I'll-
already
I'll-
fixed that.
I'll give you that. I agree with that.
I agree
already
with that
fixed
too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
They've
Not
implemented it. They've implemented a database.
But it's
now.
not. It's not federal yet.
Yeah.
It's not a federal database.
No, but what I'm saying is they're actively getting that built with that database. That if you go in and they run that background check, it shows every department you've worked in the past, and it shows you what you did while you were there. So they're fixing that one issue.
Yeah, but I think that's something that's going to take a while though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it will. It will. Because I mean, they've got a lot of stuff that's on paper within, individual departments, and it's going to take time to get that stuff transferred electronically.
Mm-hmm.
People think it's as simple as scanning a fucking document or whatever, and no, it's not. I'm
But
sorry.
let's
You gotta hire people to fucking input that shit.
lest my words be misconstrued, because I don't want people to think that I'm one of those fucking ACAB dipshits. I'm not completely against police. I literally said at the beginning of the episode, like, police are fucking fine. We need police. But I don't know. Like, at some point, what was it you said? That cops, we expect cops to be perfect, and they can't be perfect all the time. Yeah, I get that. But there are some cops out there that are slightly less than acceptable, much less perfect. Like, I hate to keep bringing it up, Derek Chauvin. That guy should have been booted the fuck off way before this shit happened. He had documented abuse cases, documented excessive use of force. I mean, he should have been gone.
No, hold on. I thought past altercations weren't relevant.
What do you mean?
According to what you mentioned about people bringing up like George Floyd's criminal history, I thought that stuff wasn't relevant.
George Floyd wasn't a cop. He wasn't serving the public's interest.
So the past is relevant depending on who you are. I'm just trying to get an idea here. I mean,
Tim, do you know what
Tim,
do you know what a straw man is?
That's not a straw man. That's comparing situations.
Agree to disagree. That's oh God, Tim, I love you, but that was a shitty point, man. Like, come on.
I disagree.
Cops are beholden to the public. Okay. George Floyd was not. That cop, Derek Chauvin, had a fucking duty to respect life and property, and he fucking failed to do so.
Yeah, I disagree.
Hey, that's fine.
It's just as relevant one way or the other.
I don't know.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways. It can't be a one-sided thing.
Because again, it's a character thing.
Again, he was a police officer thing, and fucking George Floyd wasn't. So how can we hold both?
I'm not saying that.
How can we hold both people to the same standards?
Because they're both human.
Understandably, but one has a lot more power than the other. Like, if Derek Chauvin would have rolled over and kicked that cop, if George Floyd would have rolled over and kicked that cop's ass, again, he'd be fucking dead like he is now. So, I don't get it, man. I don't see how we can hold civilians to the same standards as we do police officers and vice versa.
Cops are civilians before they're cops.
Yeah, but when you become a cop, you have a higher fucking duty, a higher calling. You are literally beholden to the public to not only protect the public, but to serve the fucking public. As a civilian and a man who's literally laying on the fucking pavement with a boot in his neck, knee in his neck, whatever the fuck, it's a lot different. A lot fucking different.
Well, it's really not, because me, I'm a civilian now. I have to go through a background check to say, buy a firearm every single time. They're holding me to that same standard as a civilian. They're checking my past, my criminal record. It's somehow relevant then.
You're ex-military.
That doesn't matter. Everybody, whether you're ex-military or not, has to go through that same background check.
Well, sure. I don't understand the point you're getting at.
You're saying that civilians should not be held to that same standard.
Not the same standards we hold a cop to.
But we are. I'm just talking about that criminal history, that past. We are held to that same standard. Excuse me.
Well, let me.
I think you misconstrued my point here, Tim.
No. I got your point. I definitely got your point. But I'm saying, something as simple as buying a firearm, because I have that kind of power to do so, or whatever the hell you want to call it. My past is taken into account as to whether or not I should be allowed to do that.
Let me butt in here real quick. We all here in the United States go underneath the Constitution of the United States, don't we?
Supposed to.
Well, we're supposed to. So that's like everybody's pretty much law book to abide by and that stuff. So, like he's saying is, every time that I want to go buy a firearm, I have to go through a background check to see what's in my past to see if I'm able to get that firearm. Because as simple as a domestic dispute doesn't mean that I put hands on somebody or anything like that. I cannot buy a firearm. Or even if you've got a simple court hearing for just a reckless driving and you're going to get out of it. If you got that reckless driving, there's no firearms involved with a reckless driving, but still you could not own a firearm because you drove fast.
Well, I think my point is being kind of misconstrued here. We're saying that civilians should not be held to the same standard, and I'm saying that there are instances where we are in fact held to that same standard based on our past.
And here's
So why is it not relevant in all cases? You can't bring up one guy's past without holding another guy accountable for his.
Right.
Because it's a matter of a judge of character in that instance. Now, I'm not saying that Chauvin shouldn't have been off the force a long time ago based on his past. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying because you brought that up, and before we talked about, George Floyd's past not being relevant, it is. It's just as relevant.
I don't really see how it is. Like I said, Derek Chauvin had a documented history of abusing power. Okay. George Floyd had a history of drug use. That's
He had a
fine.
criminal history of drug use, didn't he?
Derek Chauvin was not the one laying on the fucking pavement, is what I'm getting at. So how is I'm not seeing how it's entirely relevant.
Because
I
okay.
think you're thinking too hard about the whole George Floyd Chauvin thing. Let's just take Jim Bob and Officer Bill. Okay, Jim Bob has a history of drug use, criminal
Violent
rap
crimes.
sheet, violent crime, all kinds of shit. Okay, Officer Bill has a situation. He gets a call. Hey, you got to go here. Jim Bob's causing fucking problems again. He's got to go there knowing his history because he's run into him multiple times. He's got to be prepared for the worst. As a cop, that's what he does.
Okay,
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
I see where my point was misconstrued. Okay, because I wasn't using his criminal background in a police context. I believe at that point we were talking about how the media had basically went, okay, so George Floyd is dead, but hey, look, he used to do drugs and he robbed this store and he robbed that store. In that case, I do not think it's relevant. He's fucking dead. Why would we bring up old Ghost? I mean, his past, as far as being a criminal and the police arresting him or having to look into his past, that's entirely fucking relevant. I see where I've misconstrued my point. Like I said, when we had started that conversation on another podcast, I can't remember the episode. Did we do racism yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the last episode actually.
Yeah, we did.
No, last episode was kinks. Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. In that context, it is relevant if he's being arrested or if a cop is going to see what the fuck's going on with him. But my point was, it's not relevant for the news to fucking bring it up because this dude's dead. But hey, look, he's got a history of drug use. He did this, he did that. Dude's fucking dead. Let it die.
Okay. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's relevant in trying to assess the situation, what may have happened. Who's telling more of the truth and so on and so forth. It's absolutely fucking relevant. Let's be honest.
But once the aftermath happened, the media, fuck the media, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, we're on the same page.
I said, it's hard for me to even fucking think right now with these goddamn anxiety pills, man. So you got to give
I've been drinking for a little bit now. So.
Well, that, and I'm kind of an idiot anyway. So you got to give my brain a little bit of time to catch the fuck up.
John, you're not the only one.
People are idiots.
I love
and
that
my
clip.
camera's doing that fucking slow-mo thing again. So YouTube, sorry about the shitty camera quality. I don't know why it fucking does that. Not a clue. YouTube, Patreon, what the fuck ever. Anyway, but yeah, like I said though, in that context, it is entirely relevant. Now, what was our point before we scrolled off into that?
Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
it's no
I
big
just
deal.
had to get that in there.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, you were
Think it was-
saying that Chauvin, should have been off the fucking force a while ago.
Right.
And while I don't know his entire history, when all that shit started breaking out, I pretty much fucking ignored it.
Yeah.
I saw the video. I tried to wait for more video to come out to before I passed judgment on any of that shit. And then you learn that there was another cop standing or kneeling on the guy's midsection. Blah blah blah.
Right.
All right. I don't think that you can train for every situation. They say cops need more fucking training, more training, more training. You can't train for every situation. You just can't.
Right.
That like that bitch that mistook her fucking taser or mistook her fucking her service weapon for a goddamn taser.
I still don't
Come the fuck
understand
on.
that shit.
No,
I
don't-
still do not understand that shit.
That bitch.
one's
that
on
is
your
That
right
bitch
a-
side,
probably
one's
should
on your
never have
left
been
side.
hired.
Yeah.
Well, that is just I will say, just a poor situational awareness, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Situational
She hadn't had
awareness.
enough training.
I was about
At
to say
all.
that's where better training should have came in. But see that's my
I'll agree
point.
there.
That's my point. Like when I say background checks or better background checks for cops, I don't mean go back fucking 15, 20 years and find that
already
he's got
did.
a
But
Okay.
the thing is, you may need to sometimes.
I
though.
understand that.
Hold on.
Let-
Hold on.
let me-
Let him get it out.
yeah,
before
let
he
me-
squirrels.
Let me get to my point.
Okay.
I don't mean go back 15 fucking 20 years to, your traffic ticket when you were 20. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care that you have a domestic dispute where you didn't hit your fucking wife and y'all just got in an argument and she called the cops. Irrelevant. Okay. But if you have a history of domestic violence up to and including abuse, no, you shouldn't be a cop. If you have a history of drug use, I don't think you should be a cop. And I know that point is going to stick in the sides of somebody listening. So let me iterate on that point. I was an addict. Still am an addict. You don't ever get over that. And that's my point. I was an addict for 5 or 10 years and I've been clean for a while now, but I can't say with absolute certainty that if you handed me an Oxycontin right now, I wouldn't crush it up and snort it right in front of you. And a cop can't do that either. I don't care who you are. That's human. If you were once an addict, you're always fucking an addict. And you are literally a cunt hair away from relapsing in any fucking second. So if you have a history of drug use, no, you shouldn't be a cop. I'm sorry. That evidence room is
I'm with
too goddamn tempting.
I'm with you on that one.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where I'm from, I have well, she's my ex-fiance and that stuff, but she went to the game wardens, I should say it that way. I'm not gonna give out where I'm from. She went into the game wardens and she had to take a polygraph test, which saying, "Have you ever committed a illegal crime involving like the game rules and that stuff?" Which she has not, and that stuff. And like if I sat down and I did that, I have, and I admitted I have done that, but I'm not going to say what. But I would sit down, say I have. Let's just say it was like a fish over a limit or something like that. I have done something like that, and they will literally boot you out for that. So it depends on the area that you're getting trained in, what their rules and regulations are. Because some of these cities, I mean, sometimes they lower standards just to get bodies in, just to help out. Maybe they're too low on staff and they're running their staff to death and they can't keep up with everything.
Even the military does that.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
But I
have
still
to
couldn't
agree
get
on
in.
that. Yeah. Yeah, they'll lower their standards, and even the shittiest of the shittiest will get through the cracks.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. We're always going to need cops, and, not everybody's just jumping at the fucking chance to be a cop. I get that.
Yeah.
But we should hold those people, to a higher standard. Like I said, there should be slightly better background checks. There should be way better fucking training, especially like we said with that chick who fucking mistook her service weapon or her taser for a fucking service weapon. That's where better training comes in. Like I said, I'm not one of those all cops are bad assholes. I don't want to abolish police. We're all going to need fucking police at some point in our life. But, shit's got to change.
As far as training, I think stress shoots should be a requirement 2 or 3 times a
yeah.
fucking year.
That's the thing.
Maybe quarterly.
Actually, it should be monthly.
Yeah.
Keep your
You know what?
sharp.
I don't fucking disagree with that. I really
don't either.
because
Because
as someone who's done a stress shoot, holy fuck.
Fuck that shit. I mean, being a
Explain-
machine gunner.
Yeah, explain
Fuck it.
exactly what a stress shoot is for the audience.
All right, so stress shoots, it's all, unit, when it comes to the military anyway, it's all unit dependent, fucking hell, sometimes even down to platoon and squad dependent. But basically, they wear you the fuck out. They'll smoke the fuck out of you, push-ups, burpees, blah, blah, blah. They'll make you do fucking sprints, this and that, and they'll get your adrenaline pumping.
Right.
And then they'll make you, go through a fucking range, a shooting range. And I believe they absolutely should do this shit at the minimum quarterly, because the scenario where that crazy bitch mistook her fucking service weapon for her taser, that's a lot of that is a matter of muscle memory.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of other things played into that right there. But, muscle memory and having worked on that could have prevented that.
Oh,
It really could have.
Like when I was a machine gunner, I will say we did stress shoots pretty much every range that we could get on.
Yeah.
Guys on your right and left of the gun just screaming at you, shooting, building that adrenaline up to a point where you think you're not going to mobilize or do anything.
Yeah.
But yet I could still operate a machine gun, make sure it's still going, still staying on target, even though I am checked the fuck out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll agree. Stress shoot should absolutely be a thing.
Yeah, because your normal qualification range, you're in various positions, fucking shooting, 40 targets at varying distances. That's it.
It's just like competition shooting, I should say.
Yeah, that's all it really equates to.
The targets, they're just targets that you shoot, right? There's no like little fucking cutouts of civilians that you got to try to not hit.
No, they're items.
No.
We called them items.
I was about to say that should actually be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Yeah.
Or another thing that I've heard, I've not experienced, they will actually put civilian targets out there to make sure that you can control your fire.
Yes.
And distinguish between the two.
Yeah, distinguish. And what I did in the military, since we were machine gunners on a line company, we had to go and do infantrymen's work sometimes. So they gave us our M4s and said, hey, go clear out this building and give us ammunition, which is paintball on steroids, I should say.
Yeah, they look like normal rounds, but the projectile is paint.
I've seen them. Yeah. Hold on just a second, Digger. I've actually seen those, and I didn't know what the fuck they were at first. Back where I come from in North Alabama, there's a little town called Anniston, nestled off back in the fucking woods. And when I mean back off in the woods, I mean like a good mile or two. There's this place that we used to call Ghost Town. It was an old military training base. It was basically just like a cardboard cut out of a city, and we found those shells everywhere on the fucking ground there. We used to go there and actually play paintball. So yeah, it was kind of cool.
They may have actually done live rounds there. They might have done live shoot there too.
We never
Well, they
seen,
made it.
we never
Stuff.
seen bullet holes or anything like that. Like I said, it was just like the little paintball shell rounds. We thought they were pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
But back to what I was saying is, we would have our own guys go out there. Some of them would be combative, some of them would be civilians. And we would go out there and just go through buildings. Hey, this building might be hostile. Go in there, start going in. A couple of my buddies accidentally shot a civilian. It is going to happen. Sometimes the adrenaline goes up and that stuff. I'd rather it happen in training than in real life.
Yeah.
Because if it happens in training, you could correct it, fix it, work on it a little bit more. Then when you go do the real deal, okay, 10's up, go on. And also, another thing I should say is train harder than you're going to fight.
Right.
Ramp up the intensity.
I have one question.
And see,
for you,
I cannot tell you. Go ahead, man.
No. I was going to change subjects, so you go ahead.
No, what I was saying is, I couldn't even tell you how the fuck I would react in the situations that some of these cops are put in.
Oh no,
when
no.
a lot of this shit,
Yeah.
when a lot of this shit started, start kicking off, and we started having to, clear houses and fucking kick in doors and all this shit in Iraq and Afghanistan, they actually brought in instructors.
Uh-oh.
Civilian equivalent SWAT teams.
There
Okay.
you go. Okay.
To train the military on these tactics. So when they talk about, militarization of the police, no, motherfucker. No, we policified the fucking military. I mean, let's be fucking real here. These guys were the de facto fucking professionals when it came to raiding houses and shit in, urban environments and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we got our training from them. And then it was passed on, so on and so forth. So there's a line, there's a very fine line between, military and your cops. The only major difference is organizational. And then when it comes to, the Constitution, the military can't take action on U.S. soil.
Yeah.
That's really the only fucking difference. You cannot demilitarize the police. I mean, look at some of the elements they're fucking dealing with out here. Let's be fucking honest. Some of these places, Chicago, they need these fucking MRAPs.
Yeah.
They fucking need them. I'm not even gonna bullshit you.
Give them an Abrams. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's a little too far.
Okay,
I don't know
no. To point on or touch on what Tim was talking about. What did we see last night?
What did we see?
Tim wasn't there for it.
A homeless person in Portland dragging tents into the street and lighting them on fire.
And you think we need the military for that?
No, but what I'm saying is,
I was about to say, fuck.
If they are comfortable doing that in front of someone who works for a government entity, just if they're comfortable lighting shit on fire in the middle of the street, what are the people that have better access comfortable doing?
I don't think I get your point.
This homeless person obviously doesn't have great resources, right?
Right.
But
I get what he's saying.
He's comfortable dragging shit out, lighting a bonfire in the middle of the street in front of someone who is government officiated, right? Not officiated, affiliated. So if with him having zero zilch as far as resources, you put someone who has resources in that same area and mindset, what are they willing to do?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Somebody with more resources is going to be more fucking dangerous than somebody, who could just fucking put together a quick Molotov and throw it at a police vehicle.
Right, I understand that though, but like,
shit aren't going to withstand a Molotov. Let's be honest.
I understand that though, but like to me, like this is literally just my opinion, so nobody fucking stab me. I mean, I don't really see a problem with you burning fucking anything wherever. Like, I'm not a pyro or anything, and you shouldn't set fire to a house, but dude drags a tent out into the fucking street and burns it. I don't see that as a fucking huge problem that needed police at all. That could have been handled by literally anybody. Fire department.
I mean, still needs police
That-
because you don't know if that was his tent or not, which it likely wasn't. It was more likely a turf war, or they fucking camped up in his spot.
No, that's fine, but that doesn't involve police. That involves we should do something about the fucking homeless population, or
It still
not
involves
population, but
It's
problem.
still criminal activity.
It's still criminal activity because it was a tent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if that was me and you you parked your car in my front yard and I said, nope, fuck that, and I lit that bitch on fire, you're going to want me to put in prison for it.
Good point. Good point. No.
Walking around telling you what to do.
What?
Said coming to see me and telling you what to do.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
all right. So I got a friend. He's been he's worked at 2 different sheriff's offices and he's worked at a police office. He's currently a sheriff for Culpeper County. He currently is a resource officer. But he's been doing it for damn near almost 10 years. Okay. And I want your opinion on this. We didn't go into context on our conversation, but one night he literally just sat there and said, because we were talking about gangs and stuff. He said, police force is the biggest gang in the U.S. What's y'all's belief on that though? Like, what's your opinion?
I've heard that a lot, and I think it's bullshit. I mean, if you want to call it a good old boys club, yeah, absolutely, I'll fucking agree. But you're gonna have good old boys clubs wherever you go. I see them at the goddamn shipyard all the fucking time. It's the only reason I'm not a goddamn supervisor right now, because I'm an asshole and I speak my fucking mind. They don't want guys like me in power. But
I agree.
I
It should
disagree.
be.
Yeah. Like I agree to a certain extent. I don't believe it encompasses the entirety of all fucking police everywhere, but yeah, absolutely. I believe that it sort of is a gang or cult or whatever you want to call it, because these guys are backed with fucking near military grade gear. They basically aren't beholden to anybody except, the laws of whatever state they have, and sometimes they don't even fucking obey those. But like I said, lest you think, I'm one of those ACAB assholes. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it absolutely does happen. There's like, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's like, yeah, there are I don't want to say gangs.
That was his
LA.
exact statement. Is he said the police force is the biggest gang in the U.S.
Well, I mean,
And I disagree.
that to an extent is horse shit,
I'm just saying, because the reason I'm bringing it up is because a friend of mine who happens to be a police officer said that he like, in some aspects, police are the biggest gang in the U.S.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, to a degree, I agree.
So, in other words, what you're saying is your family is a gang.
I mean, in some aspects, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I
take it
get
that way.
I guess if you really think about it with the if you take it in the whole snitches get stitches context. All right, so cops, they typically won't turn on each other and turn each other in and so on and so forth. I guess that makes sense. They are similar to a gang, and where, one Crip or whatever, one dude from one Mera Salvatrucha, he's not going to turn his brother in. He's not going to do it. I saw him kill the guy, but I'm not going to tell you this. That kind of shit. He's just not going to do it. So yeah, I guess I can see the equivalence there, but I still don't see them as a fucking gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him as a gang, but I kind of understand his perspective in like the context of what we were talking about. But I personally don't see the police force as a gang.
Yeah. I think
Say it
what a
this
lot of
way.
people do is they come up with these big grand things like the police force and all cops are the biggest gang in the country. And it sounds sensational and it sounds good in their head. But when you start thinking about it and how it would actually fit, you realize those people are fucking idiots. Like they're literally just saying something to, tantalize people. Oh, the cops are a fucking
Yeah.
biggest gang in the country. No. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's like these.
military- Or the U.S. military is the biggest gang in the world.
Yeah, I've
know.
heard that one too.
I
Yeah,
never
but
heard of that one, but
But
I've heard that.
I have not heard it, but what is being implied here is pretty much the same ordeal. Moral of the story: it's not a gang; it's a brotherhood.
yeah.
Well, I feel like those statements and those analogies were created back when they were trying to pull kids one way or the other instead of going into, when gang life was, glorified. They would say, hey, police is the biggest gang, and they were using gang as a buzzword to pull attention and try to get people to not go to the streets.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
I don't think that was it at all. I really don't.
I mean, I can
don't
see it
think-
though. It
I
sounds plausible, but
it sounds plausible, but I don't think that's what I honestly think. It just means that every cop is going to back up a shitty cop.
yeah.
Just like your average gang member is going to back up some dude that just held up a fucking a corner store.
Hey,
They're not going to tell you.
While we're on that though, that's another thing that needs to be weeded the fuck out. Like if you see a bad cop, report that motherfucker so that bad seed
Yeah, I
doesn't grow into the entire fucking force.
With that, I came out of the academy, and they preached to us wholeheartedly, pretty much. If you see it, report it. I don't care if it's like your brother.
Yeah.
If you're where I work in a prison, if you're bringing in shit for inmates, what else are you gonna fucking do for that inmate?
That's
And
a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah,
You
no
know-
shit. Sorry, dude. I'm not going down for your ass if
No
somebody finds
shit.
out later.
no,
I'm not,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing 20 years for you. Fuck off.
no, I'm no. And the thing is that saying snitches get stitches kind of is the same thing there too, because some people are afraid. They're thinking, oh, I'm this high up in this facility and that stuff, and if I snitch on this one guy, it makes me look bad.
Yeah.
When all actuality, it does not. You're just helping everybody else out and making sure that they're safe. They're there. Because my line of work, it's you stuck in a dorm or a pod or whatever the section, whatever the fuck that I work in. And it could be up to 75 to 100 people. And if you are a good cop or good correctional officer, you know that help is going to be there.
Yeah.
And if you're a shitty one, yeah, we'll help you out, get you out of it, but we'll we'll rip your ass later.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean
that doesn't sound wholly unpleasant. Never mind.
that's all I'm saying though. That like
I'm not saying it like that.
like that bad seed can grow into the entire fucking force. So that's something that needs to be weeded out. But we are like way over the halfway point. So I want to get in opinions on stolen valor. But before we do that, tell us, Dagger, the craziest thing that's happened to you being a corrections officer. Just the weirdest shit you got.
I don't know if I
You
could
got to
say
give
it
him a minute
because
to think. He was a Marine.
hey.
Lord
Well,
Jesus.
the thing is I don't know if I could say it because of legal issues.
Mm,
Change names.
Yeah. Change the
It doesn't
fucking
always
name.
work that way.
It doesn't work that way because I was a little bit skeptical to come on here too, to be honest.
Gotcha.
But because I mean, my whole weekend's been crazy.
Right.
I'll just say it that way. I had cherries popped left and right on different stuff. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, when you're dealing with
So where do I apply? Son of a bitch.
Tim,
Not that way.
many
Not
positions
that
are
way.
available.
Not that,
No, see,
not
the
that way.
problem is I could not be a cop. I could not be a fucking correctional officer. And I'll tell you right now, I will never apply because I'm not the type. I don't believe that violence is the answer. I believe that violence is the question, and the answer is yes. I will knock you the
You
fuck
admit-
out. I don't give a shit.
There's ways around it.
Yeah, I'm the exact
I'm
opposite.
just saying.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm a pacifist, so I wouldn't cut it as a cop. One, because if I did see a bad apple, you bet your fucking ass I'm going to report it. So I'm going to end up in a fucking trunk cut up into little pieces or something soon after I apply. Like they're going to
What the fuck are
code.
you talking about? This ain't the fucking mafia, dude.
They-
I mean,
they-
the mafia doesn't exist. What am I talking about? Holy shit.
They're gonna what do they call that in the military? They're gonna code red my ass.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
This one,
I'm still trying to. I'm still trying to think.
I'm just
still
saying,
trying to
if a
think.
lesson can be taught with a concussion, I'm gonna teach that fucking lesson. That's my thing. That's why I have never applied to be a cop. I know myself that well. You know, yeah. I wouldn't. I'd be on the news.
Let me go back and reiterate, okay? Lest someone think I'm just some fucking sissy bra burning liberal or something. I'm a pacifist until it's needed. Like you fuck with my family, you fuck with me. I don't mind throwing hands, but I'm not gonna do it as a first option. You know what I mean?
Well,
I hope you throw hands
well,
better than you shoot a gun in COD. That's all I'm saying.
Well.
Fuck you, fucking dickhead.
Because you gonna throw 3 or 4 of them before you hit one.
That's about right, actually.
All that reminds me of is that scene from fucking Snatch, where he's like, "Heavy is good, the heavy is reliable."
Yeah. If it does not work,
And
you can
Jason-
always throw it at him.
Yeah,
I actually got a story that I can probably get away with.
Okay.
I worked a section and got done with it. The next day I come in and one of the officers looks at me and goes, "Dude, have you seen the weapons of mass destruction sitting in the central?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, well, go check." Well, these weapons, aka shanks or edged weapons, were in the day room of the section I was working in. Then that day
Holy
that
shit.
they found them. And I rove the day room and that stuff. The longest one was 12 inches.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, little buddy. He's not talking about.
No, a 12-inch shank though?
That's
Like,
a sword.
No
That's one out of
shit.
3. That's 1 out of 3.
Yeah, that's a fucking sword. You could stick a motherfucker in the side and stab his heart. Jesus Christ.
My dude was a fucking Japanese swordsmith.
No shit.
Like,
It,
He was in there doing some endo shit.
and they found a markings of a piece that they were getting ready to cut. I don't know how they cut these things, but when they put an edge on them, they put an edge.
Yeah.
look, I'm telling you, if the world ever somehow runs short of engineers, just send a group of motherfuckers to prison.
Yes.
Because these dudes will craft anything from the bare minimum fucking materials.
And I don't
Holy
understand.
Shit.
It's just like Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
Jolly Ranchers are not allowed in a prison. because somebody made a fucking knife and stabbed somebody with it.
With a motherfucking
seen
Jolly Rancher.
With Jolly Ranchers, like put a shit ton of them together,
Yeah.
sharpen the
I've
bitch.
saw that. I've seen that. Fuck. Words are hard. But no, I agree with the fucking send a bunch of people to prison to get better engineers for one simple thing. I don't know how they do some of this shit. Because I tried to make a prison tattoo gun here a while back. I spent 4 days on this thing and could not fucking figure out how they did it. I had the little motor, I had the pin, I had the guitar string, all that. Couldn't fucking figure it out.
CD player.
Huh?
Get you a CD player.
For what?
That's how they make
I guess the
prison tattoo
motor from the
guns.
CD player.
No.
That-
Like I said, I had the motor. And like it was the little DC whatever motor. I'm just saying I couldn't figure out the fucking logistics of it. How to get everything to. I don't know, man.
You've never been to prison.
That's what I'm saying. I consider myself pretty smart, but I couldn't figure that the fuck out. Yeah. So yeah, just send some motherfuckers to prison, or
This is
have
what I'm
them,
saying.
or
College
have
is
them.
unnecessary these days.
Yeah.
Let's not fucking go with free college. Let's just send motherfuckers to prison right after high school.
Okay,
Shit.
let's not do that extreme. What we should do, though, even as a vocation, we should take prisoners and let them teach like an elective course on how to jerry rig shit. You know what I mean?
You want me to show you how to turn a Bible into a fucking sword? I got you.
Basically.
Hey, not only that, but the food that these guys make, holy shit!
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Speaking,
And it's
speaking of
becoming
that,
more and more popular because of fucking TikTok.
And YouTube.
You want me to show you how to make wine out of oranges and the next cell block's prison shit?
dude, like the most intricate fucking meal I've ever fucking seen
What the fuck is prison shit? God damn it.
was out of a prison.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, I was sitting there at my desk, looked over, this guy's making rice, chicken, fucking, I mean, anything you think of, it's fucking good in there. But did I taste it? No, can't do that. But just the smell and the look of it, it was just, I just wanted to eat it.
Bro, have y'all seen this motherfucker?
The way these guys figure out how to eat and how to cook shit is similar to how the fuck we figured out how to work out with random shit around, fucking Iraq.
You have facts on that one.
Have y'all seen this
fuck,
motherfucker on TikTok though? He's an ex-con. He'd been to prison or whatever, and then he shows you how to make all this prison food and shit. I think his name's like Justin Demented. Oh God, I love that mother. We cooking, baby.
Yep. I've seen it.
Or
That's the one.
or
Justin, get at us, bro. Come on the podcast if you're listening to this.
or another thing that that it blows my mind is them fishing.
Yeah.
Is like getting shit from one cell to another cell.
Yeah, that
without
shit's
even
pretty
leaving the
fucking
cell.
ingenious.
It's like, how the fuck do these guys do it? Like a story that I heard, a guy threw out a coffee bag underneath and they looked at it, inspected it, and made sure there was no contraband in there. They literally set it out in the day room, said anybody gets it can have it. Next thing you know, you see fishing lines coming out of the damn cells. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, why are you guys in prison? Why are you not fucking building infrastructure? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Or the best artists in the world, you could find them in a prison.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty goddamn impressive fucking prison ink, dude.
It's like,
Yeah, my uncle was a
that,
pretty good example.
You made that out of a pen and a staple? What the fuck?
Yeah, and you know how they make the ink? Somebody told me this a while back. I can't really verify it, so don't call me a fucking idiot if I still believe this. Apparently, they make this shit out of like not the charcoal, the graphite.
Soot.
The graphite. Well, yeah, no. It was soot. My bad. Not the graphite. They make it out of soot, shampoo, and their own piss. Apparently.
Not the piss. It's like a shampoo or a lotion.
So where did the piss come in? Somebody told me it was made out of their piss or
I
some
think they
shit.
did that just for funsies.
They might have.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Australia, they tell you all kind of fucking sayings that don't mean shit. Like, I'm not here to fuck spiders. It doesn't mean anything. They just say it to fuck with tourists. It's like drop bears.
That's amazing.
Like drop bears, koalas. They call them drop bears, and they tell every fucking tourist that they'll like drop down on you if you're walking under the fucking trees. Yeah. So I think somebody was fucking with me. Nice.
All I got told was if I ever made it to Australia to take a thing of tennis balls.
Why?
Because the women, men and women over there, the women get treated like shit over there. And you write your number across the tennis ball and you throw it across the wall. Next thing you know, you're getting texts and that stuff with the women and that stuff. But
Yeah, I think
I don't
Big
know.
titty,
Never
big
been
booty
there.
bitches from Australia. Let's do it.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't say that kind of stuff on the podcast anymore. I'm sorry. She was livid with me after the last one.
I want to get me one of them big old bendy Irwin bitches.
Or be in my situation where in my town, I'm related to pretty much everybody. So I have to go out of town, pretty much out of the fucking county to find somebody.
Related to everybody. You're from Alabama too?
No.
West Virginia has to be.
Arkansas.
Nobody's family tree in West Virginia forks.
It's about how it is
Fuck
down
you,
here in
bro.
Alabama.
Fuck you.
He must
Wait a
really.
minute, you're in fucking West Virginia?
Maybe, maybe not.
Take me
Good
home,
God.
country roads.
No, let me tell you something about West Virginia. I had an aunt who had family in West Virginia, and I used to go up there with her and visit the family. And the one strip club that I saw on the way out there had this big fucking decal of the side of Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s car on the side of it on a fucking strip club. How the fuck is NASCAR relevant to titties?
And Dean
let's
shows
be-
up to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, this is fucking, this is West Virginia for you. Like, this is what I mean when I say I'm not from that Virginia.
Can you give us a Sammy real quick, Tim?
Sammy!
Or
Put in! I was working on that one earlier today. I had to watch that fucking clip again. I was like, everybody wanted me to say pudding, and I don't
It's
know
one of
how
my
you can.
favorite- That's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that's a great fucking episode.
or
Oh God.
Pudding!
Oh,
Straight
swear,
shit.
knuckle on my
if you do-
fucking
if you
stucco
do-
roof.
If you
Ouch.
started doing like,
sitting over there in the corner, like, what the fuck is he doing?
I'll tell you, there's going to be a tidal wave in China, man. All that fucking sexy just rolling around and shit.
You
Yeah.
need all this goddamn dad bod fucking jiggling. Yeah,
The
damn.
goddamn
Like
tsunamis.
the butterfly effect.
he had
Goddamn
to sit
yeah.
back down to make the jiggle and stop.
Yeah, I couldn't, dude. Like, what the fuck?
That's all right. I'll take all that Jello as long as it's blue raspberry.
or just like I went to you said the NASCAR thing with the strip club. Like I went to one here,
A
and
NASCAR strip club?
no, I went.
That
to a
sounds
strip
like an
club.
Alabama thing. Come on down,
No,
see
that
Dale
sounds like
Earnhardt and some titties.
That sounds like a Georgia thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Oh, you know what? I'm starting to realize why they had that decal up there. The strippers can only make a left turn.
Oh God. Okay, so all of our sex workers just quit listening.
They should have just named the strip club Zoolanders.
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ, this left the big. But like I was saying, I went to one and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a fun night. First woman on stage, pregnant as all get out. I mean, good for her. going all out and trying to make that money. But as soon as I saw that, I literally did a up, about face, and out.
Jesus.
And see, this is why I tell people I've never been to a strip club, because prior to moving to the 757 area, I lived up in Northern Virginia, and the closest strip clubs up there were West Virginia or DC. And again, I knew what I was getting myself into if I ever went to fucking one of these strip clubs. Pregnant broads with missing teeth, or fucking crackheads with prison tattoos.
And they need
I
loving
don't-
too, Tim.
Yeah, but I'm not interested. I don't. There's Google for that shit. Like World Star. That's what that is.
I mean, I work
God.
harder than an ugly stripper, so.
I am an ugly stripper. Oh, fuck.
If you really think about the fact that he has an OnlyFans, he is okay. You know what?
It works, right? It works.
I need
Hey.
to drink more.
$9.99.
Maybe less.
Onlyfans.com/onlyfatjesus.
You know what? No, I'm not going there.
What do we think?
Oh, are you almost out of
Fuck it.
screwball there, bud?
Dude, I haven't touched this since the last episode, and look at that.
Jesus.
Dagger's thinking about making himself an OnlyFans.
A lot of that was drank last weekend.
Says
Oh,
that I don't-
fuck.
If you do, you can name it just the tip.
Because that's all you're going to see.
Oh, Tim just died.
It almost went up the nose. It almost went up the nose. I don't like it. Ouch.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, fuck.
Ow, my stomach hurts.
We need to. Oh, my God. Yeah.
So,
About that stolen valor shit that we were trying to get into.
you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah, hold on.
They have to
we might
wait.
have to wait on that.
I was about to say
God.
we're probably gonna have to make that a different episode because we're over an hour now, and we try to keep these at an hour. So we can cheese around for a few more minutes, but yeah, we'll just do this stolen valor episode some other time because Mike wanted to be on it and he didn't get to tonight. So
I'll like to be on that, and we'll just find out if I'm working or not.
okay, doggy. Well, get up with Reap. He
Yeah, we
coordinates
do
all
this
that
every
shit.
Saturday. Every Saturday night because we're fucking losers and we have nothing better to do.
He's
Well,
not
I
wrong.
know
It's just me.
I work next Saturday. I know that. So
Yeah, I
No,
don't even-
this is our date night.
basically, yeah. Except there's no steak dinners or blowjobs.
fuck. Why the fuck why did I join this again? What?
To get you interested somehow. Shit.
Looks like Reaper owes you something.
Yeah. Pick one, steak dinner or blowjob. Either one's gonna
Take
cost
neither.
you, Bubba.
He's a CEO. He's not picky.
Oh shit.
fuck.
God
shots
damn.
fired.
Oh, that was
Hey, look, man.
that was low blow.
Look, man. Let me tell you, 6 months working this job, and he gonna look like Beyonce. Just saying.
I mean, like I've worked at a prison. I used to work at a jail too, so I've seen both sides. Them coming off of the street and them incarcerated now.
Yeah. Yeah, recidivism is a bad fucking problem in the United States. But that just goes to show that the prison system doesn't really fucking work. And we should do an episode on that, actually. That we just
this
did.
was supposed to be the
I was about to
prison
say
reform
we
as
just.
well,
I
but-
was about to say I think we were supposed to do that, but no, we'll do another episode on that because I want to talk about that. That word reap that I just the big word that
You know what
confused
it
you.
means, bitch.
It's recidivism. It means coming back to prison.
We call that reentry.
Re-entry.
No, that's going out into the civilian world. Sorry.
I thought re-entry was going back to your ex.
No, that's when you pull out too far and you hit the wrong hole.
Jesus Christ.
Houston, we have a problem.
We burned in on reentry.
Oh, yeah. There's a cream
See,
for
this
that.
is the only reason. This is the only reason they keep me around. But most of my comedy and whatnot is situational.
We
like
keep
this.
you.
It's for other
We
people.
we keep you around in case I die. Then like literally nothing changes. you're
Except there's only one of us.
you're my understudy.
Wow. Wow. I've never felt complimented and insulted at the same time.
Well, when I mean
ahead,
when I say understudy, I literally mean I'm on top, bitch. So back the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I don't play bottom.
He is a top. He is a top.
Do I need to go get
hey,
the paddle?
If you're on the
Yes,
bottom,
Daddy.
then you got it. If you're on the bottom, then you got your shit packed. You're ready to roll.
Yeah. God damn.
This is how you know he's a CO.
Oh goddamn.
Well, see, here's the funny thing. Right now, Nick has, or I'm sorry, not him. Who's the other guy?
Kratos?
Jagger.
Kratos. Yeah, Kratos.
Yeah.
Sorry, not that other dude.
Yeah.
He's got this smirk on his face. And Kadav has his look on her face like,
They texting back and forth is what they doing.
God.
Don't let me drink and podcast. I'm telling you, it's a bad idea.
She's all red. Look at her.
Oh, Jesus, she's more red than a baboon's ass.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, Kratos.
And her camera goes off in 3, 2.
My feelings ain't hurt.
God, it's fucking hot in this goddamn office, man.
It's hot as
Fuck.
fuck in my room right now too, and my fucking camera's doing that dumb shit again. Anyway, listeners, we are over an hour now, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it short and sweet. Join us next week at the dinner table where we'll be talking about what are we talking about, Reed? Stuff. We're gonna talk about we're gonna
You
talk.
are the fucking keep. You are the stenographer.
Well,
Get your
yeah.
shit together,
We have left our schedule in the dust.
Basically,
The schedule says Patriots, but who the fuck knows?
Is it the 24th?
You
is
might
next?
as well. You might as well throw that
Oh.
schedule out of the. You make the plan. You
Fuck.
write down the plan.
No.
Then you shit on the plan and you throw it out.
No. If
Yeah,
next
that's
week,
officer's plan.
if next week is the 24th, we're definitely doing the Patriots episode because I already told Homeboy you need to get in touch with your homeboy, that thing. So yeah, next week's episode is going to be an absolute fucking doozy, listeners.
I might have someone in line for that one.
Do it. I'm bringing my fighter. Reap's bringing his. You bring one too.
He's one of those book boy types.
Yes. So, listeners, this is what we're going to do next week if this happens. We're going to title the episode Patriots. But we don't mean people that love America. We're talking about the people that love America a little too much. They're creeping on America a little too much, you know, texting a little too much outside the window, blaring music, that kind of thing. We're talking about those
They jerk off to
fuckholes.
the map.
Yeah, we're talking about those fuckholes who think it's their job to guard America. You know, the ones that like fucking jerk off to the Constitution. You know, those types. So I'm bringing my guy. I'm bringing my guy who I would consider a far leftist. And Reap is bringing his guy, who I would consider a far right conservative. And Tim,
my guy is a centrist,
yeah,
or a libertarian, as he calls himself.
Basically. So basically, what we're gonna do is just let these guys duke it the fuck out. Oh Jesus Christ! No, what we're
Donald
gonna do?
Trump in the middle of it and let him go.
Yeah, no, we're gonna let these guys duke it the fuck out, and we're just gonna sit back and laugh. And this should be a very interesting episode. So, like I said, next week, I will let everybody know in advance if we're actually going to do it or not, because I still got to get in touch with Kyle. Yes, his name's Kyle. It's fucking great, isn't it? Far leftist, and his name's Kyle.
Is the other one's name Chad by chance? Is his name Chad? Because if it is, I expect one guy drinking a Red Bull, the other one drinking a Monster.
Right? Or a White
Look,
Claw.
I will give you my buddy's TikTok handle so you can check him out before I invite him, because Holy shit.
At this point, I don't
gonna be
even
good.
care. At this point, I don't even care. I just want to watch this train wreck. So yeah, next week, Next week, listeners, join us at the dinner table for the episode entitled Patriots. Already told you about the Patreon, patreon.com/Second Supper Pod. Go check it out. And we will see you next week at the dinner table. Love your fucking words are hard fucking faces. Bye.
Fuck off, Craig.
Get the fuck out of here, Craig.